Okay, so what I want you to do, I have a picture of this cone and a picture of this hemisphere. And I want you to make a prediction. How many cones will it take to fill up this hemisphere? Okay, so I want you to write your prediction and why did you choose that prediction? So don't just say like, oh, 80 times. Okay, like think about it, reason about it, and then write about why you picked that one. So pause the video and answer these 2 questions right now. Okay, and I'm gonna be so for real with you that this is the hemisphere I have and this is the cone I have. The cone is about twice as tall as the hemisphere, so I'm gonna only fill up the cone about halfway to make it work out. But just like trust me, okay? Right, because they need to be the same height, right? In our picture, they're the same height. So I'm gonna fill up the rice to about the same height. Okay. Right, so I took 1. Oh, that's way too much. Also too much. All right, you guys. Okay, I should have taken 2. My shapes aren't the same sizes. They should have been the same sizes. I don't have any other shapes, okay? So the answer is 2, okay? So it takes 2. Okay. And if you notice, the cylinder is the same height as the hemisphere, which is a circle, okay? And half the height of a circle is the radius. Okay, this was like low-key a fail, but here we are. We'll do our best. Okay, so for a cylinder, oh, it shouldn't say all of this, nuts. You guys, it's just not happening for me, okay? So the volume for anything comes from the area of the base times the height of the prism. That's for a prism. So for a cylinder, the volume, the area of the base is pi times the radius squared, and then times the height of the cylinder. We have talked about that a cone is 1/3 of that. So the volume of a cone is 1/3 of pi times the radius squared times the height of the cone. Where a sphere or a hemisphere gets fancy, okay, is how many cones did it take? Okay, it took 2 cones to fill up that hemisphere. And if a cone is 1/3 of the cylinder, the hemisphere is then 2/3 of the cylinder. Okay. So instead of this, we're gonna have 2/3 times pi r squared times the height of the cylinder. But again, the height of this cylinder is the radius. So the volume for a hemisphere is 2/3 pi times the radius squared times the radius. So if a hemisphere is half, how many of those does it take to make, oopsies, a full sphere? 2, okay? So we're gonna double the hemisphere, okay? So 2 times, we have 2/3 times pi times the radius times the radius times the radius. I want you to write it this way very specifically, okay? All right, so 2 times 2/3 is 4/3, okay, times pi. And a number times itself 3 times is a cubed. So this is the volume for a sphere. 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. Again, it should take 2 cones to fill up the hemisphere. So it would take 4 cones to fill up the full sphere, which I don't have a funnel and that's gonna make a mess if I try that. Turn the page. I don't know what happened to the practice page. Who knows? Making this the night before. I'm just gonna do 2 of them from your homework with you. How about that? Okay. So volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay. So in this circle, that's already a radius. We're good to go. So volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. The radius is 1. 1 cubed is 1. Okay. So this is 4/3 pi. So 4/3 times 3.14. Is 4.186 repeating. Round it to the nearest tenth. So find your place, look next door. Next door is 5 or bigger. So this rounds to 4.2. All right, on number 2, this is the diameter. I need just the radius. So if the whole way across is 22, halfway across is 11. So volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. 4/3 pi, the radius is 11 cubed. Okay, 11 cubed is 1331. So 4/3 times 3.14 times 11 cubed is 5,572.453. Repeating. Round it to the nearest tenth. Find your place, look next door. Next door is 5 or bigger, so we add 1 more. So 5,572.5 cubic inches. All right, there's your 2 freebies. Do the rest on your own.